Crazy games over the years, haven't we? It's good to come out on that side of it, and really proud of our guys because there's a lot of teams that, down 4 with 55 seconds sort of hung their heads and thought it was over. And these guys got it done, found a way to get it done. And that's, I told the guys that, there's a lot of different qualities you can have in a team, but have the quality of being able to figure out how to win close games is the best quality you can have.
And that's 2 games in a row you've done that. I mean, you look up, there is less than a minute left, you're losing by 4. I mean, what does that say about this team? A game you really probably couldn't afford to lose to be able to come back and pull it out.
Well, I think it says a ton about them because, like I said, there's a lot of teams that would have just, we're down 4, hung their head, and then, no, it's over. And these guys won it in regulation, And it's one thing maybe to have to go overtime, but they won it in regulation. I thought they did a great job. It was really interesting. That's the beauty of having these guys for a long, long time. I've had Mikey for 5 years, and in 5 years, he's never told me to put me back in. And at the end of that game, he told me, put me back in. And I went, all right. He had that look, and I'm a feel better. And, we bet on him. That was his only field goal of the game.
And he missed the first one when he drove in and got blocked.
Yeah.
What's that say then when he comes right back in crunch time and wants the ball in his hands again?
That's a senior. That's a 5th-year senior. And, that was a heck of a play.
Last year, obviously, Derek was the guy that kind of took all those big shots down in the crunch. And
I remember.
Mikey said that he learned everything, or he learned a lot from Derek, and just to see him step up as a senior in that moment, and again, in a game that you guys kind of needed.
Yeah, well, you need them all, and that's the crazy thing this year about college basketball. I think is that, like I said, I saw that this was a good team on film, and they make you beat them. They don't beat themselves. They control the pace of the game. They do a lot of good things. And, when that second half, when our threes weren't dropping, we had to do some other things. And the guys just responded. But it's neat. Like I said, that's what's great about having a Mikey Thompson for 5 years. If there's a lot of kids that would want to say, hey, put me in. But this kid's never said it in 5 years to put me back in. When he said it, I told Linder, I said, we need to get him back in.
Is that the plan, Leon? Mikey's getting the last shot right now. You guys talk about that. When you do get into one of these close games.
Well, no, that's not necessarily the case because that's still, there's, I think let's see, you would be implying that and I would be inferring it. What I'm inferring from you is that we always knew Derek was going to get that last shot. It's not going to be the same this year. It's not going to be just one guy every night. It's going to be, James hit a big 3 from the corner. Tigo made a great play getting fouled and then making both free throws. I think it's just going to be by committee and by matchup and by, maybe who's hot in that game. And then it's going to be different guys. Sometimes it'll be Drimmick, sometimes it'll be Nick, sometimes it'll be James, and then those other 2 guards like tonight.
Well, why wasn't Mike in that situation? And if he hadn't spoken up, would he have come back in?
I probably wouldn't have listened to my inner self to put him back in if he hadn't said something. Because he was struggling a little bit. Like I said, he'd only taken 2 shots, and he had 3 turnovers. He wasn't playing awful, but he wasn't at his best. And so but I like confidence in kids, and I want, if they don't believe in themselves, it's hard for me to. And he believed in himself, and he went and delivered.
You see a play like that, and the contact, you kind of heart in your throat for a half second, which way the call's going to go?
Well, it was, yeah. Oh, yeah. You just never know. But and then it happens, bang, bang, and so. But it looked like that one was pretty obvious. But great, again, to make the shot and then make the free throws. And Montego had to step up and make those free throws after a timeout, which sometimes can be dicey. The kicker got frozen and came in and made it.
There were some kind of, I guess you could say questionable calls, but the crowd obviously was getting into it. Players were kind of mad. How do you you were a little upset. How do you kind of keep the guys focused when everyone's booing and going crazy and obviously frustrated with what they thought were some wrong calls?
Yeah, our guys did a decent job, and yeah, it was I think I think part of that Loyola style is hard to officiate. They're a pretty physical team, and you know, they force the action on that. So, you know, I think that's going to be consistent when you play Loyola.
On the glass, I think first half they're kind of controlling you guys.
Oh,
on
yeah.
the glass,
They
especially the offensive rebounds.
Yeah.
Were you worried there might be a problem coming in, or did they just? Do
Oh
something
yeah,
there?
yeah. They go after the ball, and they don't care if you're in their way, and they're physical and they're aggressive, and they, you know, they got some tough kids.
Montego's been a guy who's always searched for his role with this team, but man, in the crunch time tonight, he seemed to hit some big shots, and the game got more intense. He seemed to get more into it. Is he really finding his stride with you guys?
Yeah.
You guys can trust him in spots like that?
10 points off 3 shots. That's pretty darn efficient.
Yeah.
3 assists, 1 turnover, you know, and he guarded their best player a lot, and that kid's a good player.
Yeah.
You know, he's a handful. So I thought Tigo did a great job. You know, he made that kid work, and you know, he had Brown had 19 points, but 17 shots to do it. So, you know, that's I thought Tigo did a great job tonight.
You talked about yesterday wanting to like the 3 and love the rim, and you guys took, I think, 8 or 9 more 3s than 2s tonight. Well, the free throws kind of messed it up a little bit, but
Plus, that's just the style of Loyola too. They're going to make you make some perimeter shots, and I mean they protect the rim pretty good, and they protect the inside pretty good. And I think where we did a good job of adjusting is, you know, we didn't just settle. We put some foul pressure on them and got to the free throw line in the second half, and you know, in the second half, we shot 20 free throws, so that's probably the difference in the game.
How hard is that though? You guys
Clutch, and I gotta go, guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, Jay in the back.
The ability to be clutch when you guys need that, and you got a big game on Saturday. And I know you weren't looking ahead, but what is finishing the way you did and having those clutch performances? What does that do for you going forward?
I think it's huge, like I said, because that's, if you know, you can be a good team, which at times we've been a really good team. But if you don't know how to finish games and can't win, you know, then it's a long, long time, because now you're in a bunch of, I mean, you guys, like I said, you guys have covered us for a while, and you know how many close games, you know, we got probably 20 more of these. So, you know, and that's just the way it is. I mean, we're not going to physically overpower a lot of teams. We have to make shots, and so sometimes with that, you know, games will be close.
What was kind of the plan on defensively on the last play there? They actually got a decent look. It seemed like they're.
Yeah, well, the plan was to, you know, we wanted to keep the ball out of Brown's hands as much as we could. We knew that he would try to make a play, and rightly so. And then the plan was we just got to make him take a perimeter jumper and live with it, because if he got going downhill and got an angle on us, he was probably could get fouled, and B, he's going to probably make the shot. So it was almost like, hey, we'll just give up the perimeter jumper and live with it. And then the biggest thing was we weren't going to allow a putback, because we knew that's what could beat you.
With the 3-pointers, I mean, you guys I think started the second half 1 for 12 from 3.
Yeah, that was not good.
I mean, you guys don't have that, you know, guy who's dump it to down low when you need to, you know, go get a basket.
Yeah.
How hard is that when you do rely so much on the 3 and it's not falling? What can you do to
Yeah,
keep the
you
offense
can.
going?
What you do, and what we saw tonight is scoring slumps. You know, when you get in scoring droughts because of that, and that's something we're working on to get better at. And that's something that, you know, if we can develop Robin, develop Zach, keep developing them where they can give us something that, you know, but, you know, they come in and both of them want to get in on the act on shooting threes, because it's a fun act to get in on. But, you know, and Zach can make threes. He's one of our better shooters, but this team needs him to go sit down in the post and help us there.
No minutes for Paris tonight. Anything going on there?
No, I mean, it's tough to play 10 guys. It's my 2 point guards were doing a good job. The toughest matchup we had out there was their point guard. And so now we're going to throw our freshman in there to guard him. It was going to be tough duty. And, you know, we still believe in him. We know he's going to be a great player, and he just has to get to he can play offensively, and he just has to get to the level where he can help us defensively.
Do you worry about him mentally at all? I mean, it seemed like he was kind of, when guys were jumping up and cheering, he was still kind of just sitting there.
Well, he has to get on board with the team. That's on him. It's not. I'm not here to, you know, I'm not a CYO coach or a 6th grade coach. I coach college basketball, and you know, if he gets up to the level, I'd love to play him for 40 minutes a game. That would be great. So that's on them, and I have to do what's best for the team, and I'm always going to do what's best for the team. So, you know, that's.
getting close to a big game here with Oregon and getting close to conference. Do you feel like you know the identity of this team yet? Like what this team's their stamp is?
Well, they showed some stuff tonight, and yeah, they're starting to come, and it's, you know, I think we got a pretty good rotation now going, and I think they're starting to establish their identity, and tonight they showed a little bit more grit and a pretty good toughness and some good mental toughness to win that game.
You got a top 25 team coming in here on Saturday. What does that mean to you guys? I mean, you don't get a lot of that caliber team to come here. What's that mean to have a chance like that?
Well, I just know how good they are, and you know, I've never peek ahead and do any scouting, but I've had a lot of opportunities, especially recently, to watch them on TV, and holy cow, they are a talented team and with a great coach. And but you know, our guys have. We're going to be ready to play, and they're going to be ready to play. It's going to be a great game. We need this place sold out. We need let's get Bronco Nation to come out and hate the Ducks as much as they do, and help us win this game.
You gotta tell James about the rivalry. He said he didn't know if it was a rivalry or anything.
Really? Oh yeah, it's
39 minutes for James tonight. Like if he's out of foul trouble, I mean, can we expect to see him?
Well,
2 or 3 in this conference and minutes played this year.
Every game I go in thinking I can get him more rest, and you know, he's getting every rebound out there, and you know, I think he'll be a better player if I can get him a little bit more. I mean, just strategic rest. But you know, with Nick in foul trouble, I needed him out there just a little bit more. And James told me, he said, "Hey, I'll tell you if I get tired, I'm fine." I said, "Okay." He never told me he got tired, so I gave him 1 so he could be fresh for the stretch run, and he was like, I'm ready to go. So no, you know, these are college athletes, and you know, they want to be out there, and he was doing a great job on the boards, and so he was really important.
You were saying yesterday, you know, don't even know you're playing Saturday, don't want to talk
I
about
do
it.
know now.
Yeah, now you do.
Yes.
I mean, and I know these are college kids though, and they know what the next game is on the schedule.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as you probably didn't talk about it, whatever. I mean, do you think there was any of that, them looking ahead at all, or was it just the matchup?
I'm sure they're fighting human nature, but you know, we wouldn't, as coaches, you know, that we wouldn't ever allow them to disrespect Loyola like that, because we knew what we were up against. And when you know, in college basketball, when you play a good team and you don't play your best, you're going to be in for one of these. And not that we didn't play our best. I thought we did some pretty good things. We just maybe didn't shoot our best, but. So no, you know, like I said, Loyola battled, and it was a really good college basketball game tonight.
Who were you rooting for when Oregon played UNLV last week?
You know, I never really root.
I mean,
I
do you
just-
want Oregon coming in here undefeated, or do you root for the league?
No, I pretty much root for the league most of the time, and you know, like I said, I like all the coaches in our league. We all get along really well, and you know, I want our league to get 5 or 6 teams in. So you know, I always want. And then you play UNLV twice, so RPI wise, it's probably more valuable to have them win. But you know, I'm not dressing up in UNLV clothes and rooting for them, and with my foam #1 UNLV.